I've created a fair share of strength workouts and I posted a lot on YouTube. Looking back at the most recent strength workout I posted though, and knowing what I know now, and being even stronger now and jumping even higher now than ever before, I would say that this workout isn't the best. It was way too much volume and way too much unnecessary load on my knees. I included a lot of contrast training in this workout, and I'm gonna say that that's not even necessary. Contrast training meaning I did a lot of supersets where I did a heavy lift followed by a plyometric. Sure, it helped increase my vertical by a little bit, but I haven't done contrast training in over a year, and I'm jumping at my highest right now, so I gotta make it up to you guys. I'm gonna give you guys a strength workout that I personally go through, and one that's even more effective than my previous strength workouts. If you got knee pain, what are you doing here? Why are you watching this video? Get out of here and fix that knee pain. Then once you fix that knee pain, come back. Gonna get this out of the way. Leg extension ISOs 5 sets by 45 seconds. Calf raise ISOs 3 sets by 45 seconds. McGill Big 3 sets by 30 seconds each. This is my warm up. I do this before every workout and pretty much every day, even if I'm not working out. This is how I've been so healthy recently. I do these exercises to get my knees, Achilles, and my back feeling good before the lift. First, I do power cleans. 5 sets by 3 reps. As difficult as an exercise this is, and as long as it takes to master this movement, you can't ignore that it's one of the best exercises to do to increase your vertical. To be able to jump high, you gotta be powerful, meaning you gotta be able to produce a lot of force in a short amount of time. With power cleans, that's exactly what you're doing. Trying to move a shit ton of weight from the floor to your shoulders with an explosive triple extension movement. What's bringing the bar up is extension in the hips, knees, and the ankles collectively. And guess what? Extension in the hips, knees, and ankles is exactly what we do during a jump. Another thing that's really good about power cleans are the eccentric loads it puts on you during the catch. When the bar hits your shoulders, you're eccentrically contracting to absorb the force. And this is specifically really good when you're lowering down into that penultimate step. It also helps with landing and absorbing the eccentric forces. I've been asked many times to make a tutorial on how to do a power clean, and even though I do have a pretty good form, I'll be honest and say I'm not the best person to teach you how to do this. John Evans, I keep going back to this guy, man. He has a really good tutorial on his YouTube channel that shows you a step-by-step process of how to do a power clean, teaching you how to do the first pull, the second pull, the catch, all that stuff. So I'm gonna link that in the description below. The only downside about this exercise is that it's really difficult to learn and master, but that's not an excuse, right? Just because it's hard doesn't mean you shouldn't be doing it. As long as you keep getting reps in, working on your form with light weight, just keep practicing, then you'll eventually be able to do one of the best exercises to jump higher. Second, I got back squats. 5 sets by 4 reps, the core movement for leg strength in general, and it tackles most of the main muscles to help you jump higher. For these, I generally go full depth with a good amount of weight. It does put a lot of load on your back, and some people's hip anatomy doesn't allow them to squat this deep. So just go as deep as you can with a good amount of weight for 4 reps without giving up on your technique. This is gonna really increase the amount of force you're able to produce with your legs. Normal tempo on the way down, but when you're performing the concentric portion, you gotta explode up, move the weight as fast as possible. It'll probably not move as fast just because it's gonna be a lot of weight, but the intent behind the lift is what matters. Next, I got RDLs. 5 sets by 5 reps. You gotta have a hip hinge exercise in your leg workout to increase your vertical, and that's what I'm putting right here. You gotta target the posterior chain, keeping your legs at a slightly bent position and hinging your hips back. Once you feel the stretch in your hamstrings, then that's when you wanna thrust your hips forward. A mistake a lot of people make when doing RDLs is when they bring their hips as far back as necessary, they continue to keep going down to the point where it's their back that's lowering down instead of their hips going back. And that's gonna put a lot of unnecessary load on your back. So usually it's when I bring the bar to just below my knees, that's when I feel the stretch in my hamstrings, and that's when I thrust forward. But yeah, these are great for developing posterior chain strength, targeting the hamstrings and the glutes specifically. And last but not least, calf raises. Not 1,000, not 100, 5 by 5. Going very heavy. All right, man, listen, there's a very common misconception that you got to do thousands of calf raises, hundreds of calf raises in order to increase your vertical. Please, whoever's making this up, stop spreading this false news. People claim that it helped them jump higher when it was probably just beginner gains helping them jump higher. But I'm gonna tell you that doing that is not what you wanna do. Instead, 5 sets of 5 reps, going really heavy on the Smith machine. And personally, I aim for 2.5 times my body weight on the Smith machine. So I'm 150 pounds. I do around 370 pounds on the Smith machine. Of course, you gotta build up to this. You don't wanna go straight to 2.5 times your body weight. But yeah, you wanna train your calves like you would do any other muscle. You're going heavy on squats, deadlifts, and go heavy on calves. Since you could really load the weight on these, that's gonna be a lot of weight on your back. So if you feel any back discomfort or any back pain when doing these, you can do single leg calf raises on the Smith machine instead. Going as heavy as you can still, 5 by 5. You're not gonna be loading as much weight obviously since it's one leg, but you're still training to encourage strength adaptation since it is on one leg. And there you go. Yes, that's it. I got 4 exercises in my leg workout because that's really all you need. As long as you're moving with intent and you're challenging yourself on the weight, then this is gonna be an extremely hard workout and you're gonna need a lot of rest in between sets. Usually I rest about 3 minutes in between between sets. But yeah, I got power cleans for rate of force development, squats for a knee dominant exercise, RDLs for a hip dominant exercise, and calf raises for an ankle dominant exercise, which targets all the main muscles and movements in a vertical jump. Currently, I have 2 strength sessions per week, and they're crazy hard and they're more than enough. I also wouldn't have 2 plyo sessions along with 2 strength workouts per week. I feel like that's gonna overload on your knees a little bit, or at least you'd have to give yourself enough time to build up to that workload. I'd either do 2 strength sessions and 1 plyo session a week, or 2 strength sessions and 1 jump day per week, or 2 plyo and 1 strength per week. I've built up to be able to do 2 strength days and 2 jump days per week. No plyo days because I've reached a point where regular plyo days aren't gonna cause any adaptations for me, so I need to be doing something more intense, and something that's more intense are max intent jump days. But yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. I try my best to answer every comment. So yeah, all right, later.